What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Unchained going up against Melodious on the right here. Before we dive into over to Let Comps Job channel a lot, we're on the road to 10K, trying to tap before the end of the year. Both of these decks have been decks that I've been playing for a bit now. I feel like I know fairly well what they both want to do. We are the player on the right playing Melodious. But we're going to be seeing a Abomination Prison going to activate, and we do chain a copy of Ash here. They do have the Call by the Grave. Now, the reason why we hit the copy of this is because we hopefully don't let them have access to a Yama. It also is a really weird line to start off with activating the prison. It normally means that they don't have a trap or something like that, but they're going to be activating the effect to set, then activate the pop. They're actually to set a trap, activate the effect to pop. They're going to go into another Arua, or Arua is going to be summoned out here by the trap. They're going to go into a Yama, and then we're going to be able to set the chamber, which is the second trap, and search for a copy of Sarama. We then get to normal summon out the copy of Sarama here, because we have not normaled. We get to set the Arua and destroy, which can then summon out the copy of Shayama. And we have the Caesar Rage set up here. We're going to be linking away up into the copy of Rage, and then we can go up into an Appaloosa for 2 here, which is quite nice. We have the chamber to be able to bring back out, but we also have the copy of Shayama to destroy the trap and bring out, which then Yama can then summon out as well if we need to. This play is a little bit safer through some stuff here. We're going to be seeing the trap can activate as well, being able to summon. We already have gone through Sarama, so it's going to be kind of hard, but we do have the copy of Disaster Dog, which we can play, which can then destroy itself to be able to bring out the copy of, well, Shayama's going to be destroying it to break out the copy of the Graveyard of the Shavara here. Then we get to overlay into a copy of Caesar, and now we have Rage, Caesar, as well as Appaloosa here. All in attack position, just losing right away to Lightning Storm. So the reason why I don't really love this board is because it does lose harder to a copy of Talents, being able to take. You are kind of protected, I guess, in the same way, but it's like, what are you going to force your interruptions for? We're going to be seeing a Pot of Prosperity here. And you also kind of use more cards in the hand. You're not going to have a trap to be able to respond to stuff as well. But we're going to be seeing a Pot of Prosperity, and we do see an Ostinato, a Cannon, and then a copy of Imperm here. So we're going to be adding the Imperm. Now, what are we going to choose to Imperm here? We're going to be Imperming the copy of Appaloosa. And then we do have the Ostinato. They are going to be chaining the Caesar. And we have the Herald negate. That is huge, being able to negate the Herald there. Or being able to negate the Caesar, destroying it, and sending the couplet to the graveyard. This is going to allow us to send other cards as well to add back, essentially, from the cup, or add back the couplet to let us special summon out, which is quite nice. So we're going to add a copy of Soprano and the copy of Sonata to summon out the Botcha here. Botcha should be in the extra monster zone unless we have another copy of Sonata in the hand. But in this case, they do have the Rage on the field as well. So, you know, it's going to be kind of fine. We're going to be seeing the Caesar as well as the Shavara activating its effects. And they are going to pick up the chance, or taking the chance here to read the Sonata as well as the copy of the Soprano there. And they do have the Veiler on the copy of Botcha, which is why you always summon it in the extra monster zone. You know, in this case, it's kind of weird. They do see them search for a Gates as well. So they are on the Gates. Most likely them not playing a copy of the Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast package is a different package, I guess. There's lots of different versions you can play Unchained. There's no definite right way. I think that the Beast package is a little bit less bricks. And we did go into a Haggard Lizos here. This is going to allow us to link away and potentially even pop the copy of Rage or turn it to 0 and get a draw. But we did have the Sonata to link up, and we do have the effect here of Soprano in the graveyard. They're going to chain Rage to the Hazard here, or the Haggard summon. Summon out a copy of SP, and then we do summon out the Soprano. Soprano will then activate to add back that copy of the couplet. They will be banishing that, and we just scoop it up right away. I feel like we probably should have dumped Refrain and the Soprano there. You know, there's not really needed to dump the Sonata at all, to be honest. But yeah, then we're going to be seeing Couplet would have activated the effect, added back, and then like we could have gone up We didn't have a link monster. We didn't have a card to discard for the link, so we would have had to fusion summon, which still IP or SP is able to deal with quite easily. But trying to crack a board of Valor, Caesar, Rage, and 2-mat Appaloosa is quite a feat. I'm not too sure. Maybe Snake Eyes could probably do that. I feel like that deck can absolutely do anything. You know, honestly, you give it World Hunger and it could probably cure it. That deck is just insane. Like, you just push buttons and win, honestly, at that deck, which is absolutely crazy. I played it for a bit, and like, I'm not the most technical player when it comes to that deck for sure. That's like one of my problems with playing like the tier 0 deck, is that there will always be better players than you with it, especially because it's such a well-known deck that like the best players are playing it, and I'm no best player, so that's one of my problems. And like, yeah, it's super easy to get better with it, but at the same time, it's just like the moment you make a mistake, it's not the most optimal line that everyone should know. So it's like, well, why did you do that? And then it's just like, well, I make mistakes. I will always make mistakes. I'm only human. Once again, I'm not the best player. So I prefer playing those decks. Like, I like Unchained, I like Melodious, because they're not the tier 0 decks. They're not decks that everyone has their like magnifying glass in. They're like, well, this play is the absolute correct play, and they have like 17 reasons. And it's like, yeah, I like just playing, and then sometimes I will make a misplay and still being able to catch up with it, and can be quite nice as well with Melodious. Which we're going to be seeing us going first here with a copy of Ostinato, diving back into the gameplay, which is what you guys are here for. That'll be the copy of the Soprano, as well as our copy of Sonata, again, dumping that. I don't know why we keep doing it. For the copy of Boccia in the right zone this time. They do have the imperm for it as well, but we do have a couplet to be able to kind of play through. Couplet will be able to activate for the Concerto here. So we have quite a nice hand. And we're gonna, okay, we're thinking about it. Surely we don't have refrain as well. Like, we should, the only time we dump Sopranos if we don't have refrain. Or if we have refrain in the hand. We're gonna go Prosperity here. Now, that's gonna let us not have the Concerto draw. We see a Super Poly as well, and 2 copies of the, I don't even know what the card's called anymore. The Power Sink Stone. This is like a skill drain-ish type of card for a deck. And we're choosing the Ash Blossom, which means that we most likely have the Power Sink Stone already in the hand. We're going to go see Concerto there, using the copy of Couplet and the Bacca, going into a copy of the Schaberta. And like, this is where we'd summon out Refrain. Refrain can then activate the effect, searching for a Couplet. Couplet can reborn out that copy of Soprano and have more bodies here. But instead, we're going to be activating the effect, summoning out the Soprano, and then we're going to be going up into the copy of, we're going to adding back the Sonata summon itself out, going up into the Bloom. Bloom's going to activate effect, sending the copy of the first movement solo. And like this case, we did play a little bit bad, you know. And we could have gotten heavily hit with a copy of Nibiru there. And like, this just lets us, I guess, play as well. Like, we're still making a board, which is quite nice. We're still going to make the Étoile and stuff as well. But we're going to be seeing the effect. I'll add back a bunch, and we're going to be able to summon out the copy here of the Soprano off the couplet that we added off the Refrain, which we summoned out Refrain as well as the level 7. And then we're going to be seeing the effect of the Fusion Monster Diffusion Summon, or I guess the Soprano Diffusion Summon into a copy of Étoile, and that's going to let the Refrain be put back, and we set one mysterious card, which we obviously clearly know as Power Sink Stone, and pass. So now we have Schaberta, Power Sink Stone, Étoile, and a lot else engraved. We're going to be flipping up Power Sink Stone right away, and now once we activate the effects, we're going to be negating everything on the board. It's quite hard for Unchained to kind of beat that. Like, the way it's also worded is kind of weird. Like, each time a monster effect is activated, place one spell counter Our spell stone counter on this card, max 2. When this card has 2 critical encounters, neither player can activate the effect of all face-up monsters on the field. Also, the effect of face-up monsters on the field are negated. During the end phase, remove the counters here. So we're going to be seeing a thrust going to be activated because we do ash the gates there. I'm just going to search for a copy of the prison. They're going to activate the prison, letting us search. At this point, we don't really care. Like, we have a Toile, and the Toile is going to be able to bounce. And the way the card works is it gains counters at the end of when it resolves, which is important to know. I thought that it was on the activation, but no, it's on the resolution of it. So they're going to be adding a copy of Rakea here, which means most likely they are going to attempt to normal summon this, which we do see. And on the summon, we should definitely get Toile here. We're going to activate the effect of a Toile to bounce the copy of Rakea before they even get to set and to pop a trap. We're just going to banish 1 to bounce it. And then now all the face-up monsters are negated, and they can't activate their effects. So we pretty much just, they're going to pass turn, and we're going to see it summon back out. And we pretty much just get the win here. At this point, like, just going to be able to essentially beat over everything. We're going to have the couplet draw if we do choose to get that. We have the refrain to dump, and we have the sonata as well to summon itself out, making everything gain attack as well. So we're going to be seeing the effect of refrain to dump to make everything gain attack. Dumping most likely the couplet here, yeah, it's just to gain it to have another extra 1,000. Then we're going to go battle phase. That's just going to be game on board. Yeah, pretty nice. You know, not the cleanest play, but what does work. Power Sting Stone is honestly just so stupid. Now, like, it doesn't work in every deck, of course. It's also really cool how it did get a accessible reprint in the Fire King Structure deck, which most people did buy. It was one of the better decks at the time. And it's still, like, just an unknown card, which is super cool, but diving on into the all-important Game 3 with Unchained choosing who's going to go first or second here. Now, will Melodious be able to crack this board or not is the question. You know, if we set up a copy of Appaloosa for 2, even potentially having more hand traps in the hand as well, you know, that Veiler was still very nice Game 1, but other times they could have either a set trap as well to be able to boost the stuff. You know, we do play multiple traps in the deck. I think we're on 5 or 6 depending on which build you're playing. Like, you can open up multiple and then pop them and then have, of course, Escape, which is a very crazy card. People underestimate that. You know, it's not as good as Blackwood, of course, which is just a nutty card, but it's still quite nice. But moving on into game number 3. Are we going to be seeing? We're going to see Prosperity off the top. Banishing. I remember when I was on POV playing Unchained, one of the first times, and I had gates in hand. And I banished, I think, 3. And I banished the Requiem, which there was no reason to do, but we're going to be seeing them banish 6. I believe they added the Shavara here, where they're going to activate the effect of gates. And they already had the Requiem in the hand. They're going to activate the effect of destroying the gate, summon itself out. We have to put the Requiem onto it. And we pick it up, even though we know it's not even that effect. I want to be making sure, for sure, that it has to return it to destroy. We're going to see a normal summon of the Arua here. We have the DD Crow to stop the gates, and it does not destroy if it doesn't return, by the way. Very important to note. Essentially here, making it so that they cannot destroy that Arua, wasting their normal summon as well. We could go into a copy of Yama here, but Yama won't get them anything. If they leave the Arua on the field, we have to kind of find a way to beat over it. And then it'll be able to get its effects, which is quite nice. But they have also a Veiler in the hand, and maybe an Ash as well. We're going to be seeing a normal summon of a Refrain. This is going to be quite nice. They do hit that with a Veiler, but we have the couplet anyways. The couplet's going to let us search for a copy of the Concerto, and now we have essentially a Botcha, and then being able to dump as well. We're going to activate the copy of... What are we doing? Concerto here, using the Soprano. Why are we using Soprano in hand? There's like absolutely no reason to do that unless we want to summon it out off of the... Yeah, but even then you don't do that because you just... Yeah, okay, we're going to be dumping the copy of Couple, then we're going to be adding with the Couple back with the Chopina, which is going to then let us activate the effect of Couple to summon out the copy of Soprano in the graveyard. And here we activate the Soprano on the field to fuse, and we are going to be getting the effect of Concerto, the Botcha, as well as summoning a Twilight, which can deal with the Arua right away. We Pendulum summon out the Couplet as well as the Soprano. And this is going to give us access to Shiberta as well. We are thinking on if we want to make the Bloom, the Link here I should say. The Link doesn't really have any, like, it summoned out a copy of, I guess, no, it doesn't really do very much because it isn't going to be in defense. Like, it's going to summon out a copy of the like Sonata and another copy of Chopina. And at that point, it's like, well, what's even the point? We're going to be seeing Etoile banish, most likely the banishing 2, okay, to bounce back. We're going to go battle phase, attack with the Couplet and the copy of Sonata. Looking back, I'd probably just banish the... I guess we can't beat over any of it, right? And then we're going to be going in main phase 2, fusion, summon into a Shiberta. I feel like, I guess I would just, I guess I don't really want to banish with Shiberta. Going into an SP, setting 2 and passing, not even fusion summoning, which is wild to me. But I guess they don't have any good graveyard effects. This is going to stop essentially a normal summon, which can be quite nice. You know, having Etoile and the whatever his name is, Chopina, is quite nice. Every time to go battle phase, we're going to be activating the effect of Etoile to bounce back the Arua. They're going to set 1 here, and they do have the Arua still to pop. That's going to be fine. They're throwing a Talents to summon it out. Does that mean they have another Talents? And they have Abomination in hand. Abomination is going to be way more useful than that set Talents there. And we do just banish the Arua, and they're just going to scoop it up because they know that we have game here. I wonder if the Talents activation would be better there. I think we let them go battle phase and then we bounced it. Yeah, that makes more sense. So we didn't activate anything in the main phase. They're forced to go to main phase 2, set, pop, and then, you know, we get a bomb. We chain. They just summon out Abomination. You know, Abomination can discard, but it's not going to do anything. And we just get the game here. You know, kind of bricking, unfortunately, but that's just how, you know, Unchained is, especially with those gates. You know, that's what I kind of like about the Beckoning Beast package more, is that you have flexibility and not the bricks. It's also a little bit of a better normal summon, getting more resources out of it. But regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.